Hello, Internet. If you're a wedding photographer today, I have a tip for you. Now, get in here. A little closer, a little closer. Whoa, too close. Perfect. What I'm going to show you today is when the couple sends you the list for their family photos, I'm going to show you how to rearrange that list so that it actually goes smoothly on the day. So this is a wedding that I just recently shot, and I'm going to show you, names redacted of course, the list that they emailed me and how I turned that into a list to shoot a successful wedding where I'm getting compliments on the wedding day of how thoughtful and organized and good I am at photography, even without showing anyone anything from the back of the camera. Let's dive in. So the most important consideration to keep in mind is having people move as little as possible. Two reasons. One, if someone's older or disabled, you don't want them standing up, sitting down, standing up, sitting down. You also don't want that person waiting around for, let's say, an hour of family photos when they're only in 3 of the photos anyway, and they could very easily be done and dismissed and go sit down somewhere comfortable. Also, you just want people to be comfortable in general, so to kind of put them all into a single thing, so when they kind of hop out of the photos, they're done. Now, some of this can't be avoided, but we're trying to minimize the in and outs as much as possible. We want this to flow very smoothly, so that's kind of what we're getting into. The second consideration is you want all of the people to go get away from you and be less distracting and less people to wrangle and go enjoy the cocktail hour. But you also don't want that uncle to think he's done, disappear to the cocktail hour, and now things are being slowed down because someone has to go find him and drag him back again. So let's walk through this and show you how I organized this. So here is the email from the couples, just copy pasted, names redacted. Here's what they sent me. We're going to walk through this. So the first thing that I noticed when I look at this list is that they put the extended family at the end. Now, this means that I have to wrangle people, and that is going to take a lot of time on its own, or it means that the extended family is going to be watching this whole process over my shoulder, and I'm going to get a lot of eyeballs looking in the wrong direction and smiling for the family photos. We don't want that. So let's immediately go largest groups to smallest groups to get all of those people out of the way. So we'll put them up there. Now, what I like to do is I like to start with one side of the family, then the other, so that way you can kind of kick them out. So even though we have the 2 big extended families, well, let's just pick one. I'm just going to pick the grooms here. Now, in this particular case, why did I pick the grooms? Well, it's not entirely random. See, when I look down this list, there is one person that stands out to me. On the bride's side, we have Grandma. Now, I don't know if Grandma is elderly or disabled, but for cases of this video, let's assume that she is. And of course, when I went to the wedding that I just shot, she was having a walker, and she did have some mobility problems. So it's a very good thing that we did this. So we're going to look at the extended family and try and get them done and out of the way as soon as possible, and we're going to look at Grandma and try and get Grandma done and sitting down comfortably as soon as possible. Now that we have the couple with the bride's extended family, we'll do the couple with just the bride's family, which I have down here. So you'll see that I just have bride with bride's family, but nowhere on this list is couple with bride's family. So we're going to add that in because guess what? The couple, their family now. Okay, so we have the couple with the bride's family. Then we just have the groom step out. We've got the bride with the bride's family. And now we're going to do bride with Grandma. Okay, so I pulled every instance of Grandma. Grandma is in the extended family, the family, and of course the one with Grandma, and one with all of the generations of ladies. We have got mom, sister, Grandma. Okay, so now I can shoot these 4 all in a row. Grandma doesn't have to move anywhere, and at this point, Grandma is done and can be dismissed. So we're looking really excellent. So now that she's been dismissed, who's all standing there? Well, we've already got mom, we've got family, so let's just go ahead and do bride with bride's parents. And then that can very easily flow into doing individuals with mom and dad. And of course, don't forget that sister. Now, this section right here is actually kind of interesting. So, why did I put them in a specific order, or have I put them in a specific order yet? So, if you take a look, we got sister, mom, grandma, right? And then we go into the parents. So, sister had to step out. But then we have, so mom is in 3 in a row. She's in mom, she's in parents, she's in mom. And then now dad can go ahead and step back in, and we're done with the parents. So we've got sister, and if we go sister, siblings, brother, sister can just stand in there twice. Brother, he can just stand in, and sister can move out. So I kind of like doing these groupings. If it makes sense for you and your brain to not forget something, go sister, then brother, then both. Also perfectly acceptable, but this kind of flow posing to get people to move as little as possible, I'm just going down the list. So I don't want it to be too confusing if you need to order it a different way, but I'm just thinking about that flow. But speaking of flow, I see farther down the list we have couple with the bride's parents and bride's siblings. Okay, so where are these going to go in this list? Well, like I said, with that flow, we have couple with the parents, so that should probably go right where the parents are. So let's put them right there, so the groom can step in and then step out. For that one photo, not a problem. And then we have couple with the bride's siblings here. So where do we want to put this? Now, we could just tack it on to the end here. There's nothing wrong with that. But what we have is sister, siblings, brothers. I talked about that flow, but now we have the siblings again. So, to make this less confusing, we're actually going to do sister, then brothers, then all the siblings, and now everyone's already there, and then we just make a little space, pop the groom back in there, and you have your last photo. So I think this is the best flow for this particular situation. And looking at the rest of the list, everything else is groom side. So I can say, everyone, thank you so much. Go enjoy that cocktail hour. Now we're going to do the exact same thing for the groom side of the family. So earlier, all of the extended family was already shot and dismissed to the cocktail hour. And we're still going to start largest group to smallest group. So let's go groom with family. And this particular couple forgot to put couple with family, so I'm going to add that on there for them, because again, they are family now. So we have couple with groom's family, we have the groom with the groom's family, and now let's go ahead and do couple with the groom's siblings. That works great. Couple with the groom's parents. Looks good. And then now we can pull that bride out, and then the rest of these are just with the groom, so she can be done and be talking with the rest of her people. So we've got groom with the groom's parents, because the parents are still there, and then mom, dad. Perfect. Add in those siblings, and then the siblings stay there, and dad moves back in. So another thing that you could do here, if this ordering, is you could actually put mom first. So instead of dad, mom, it's mom, dad, and then you add that sibling in, and then you have dad come out. So now dad is doing one less movement than they would have done otherwise, and the sibling is back to back, dad's back to back, mom's back to back. So this is what our final call sheet, if you will, looks like for the family photos at our wedding. Now, this is true for any wedding. You've got one side of the family, you've got the other side of the family, regardless of who these two people are, genders, etc. But this particular couple was a bride and groom, so I just wanted to show you a breakdown of their family photo list, since this is kind of a pretty common thing that I get. They'll send it to me, and it will make sense, because they're going through as they think of them. But if you were to actually call these out, you have people bouncing up and down the entire time. And we want to minimize that as much as possible so that everyone thinks we look good on the wedding day. So for a quick comparison, here is the before and here is the after. So if you found this helpful, do all that good like, share, internet stuff, and let me know if you have any questions or photography tips, and I'll see you in the next one. And if you like this video but thought, I wish it were vertical and slightly shorter and maybe with choppier editing, well, you can find the same content and more like it down on TikTok, link in the description.